you know, when I first got into sales, I had no problem going through numbers. I remember working for the educational finance group, and I was always like in the top, making phone calls in connect time, right? And I did a lot of business, but they were, you know, I got accused of cherry picking, and I'm like, what? You know, I mean, and as a venture capital broker, I got conditioned to looking for the guy who's doing the one call close, getting the guy that's ready to go right now, right? And you have to go through a lot of, if you make enough phone calls, enough contacts, you're going to stumble on that guy that says, I don't care what you're selling. You're going to find somebody that's looking for what you've got, right? And it really had nothing to do with you other than you turned over enough rocks to find them, okay? And so they taught me about rapport and taking the time to communicate with somebody long enough to develop the rapport. And here's what happens. I had one, you know, somebody, you know somebody that knows who the person you're talking to, and that person has a good opinion of you, all right, then you just got a new best friend. Works every time. Okay. Sometimes if you've been to the place that they grew up at or that they're at, that can do it for you too. And so there's all kind, or you've got a similar passion for sports, some sport, or you know, any other thing that will make a connection. Okay. But there's more to it than that. You get somebody all motivated 1 second, and the next second, you know, they won't talk to you. They don't come around anymore. You're like, what? You know, could I get cooties? What's the problem? And it isn't you. It isn't you. They saw something about themselves they didn't like. Okay, they didn't know what to say, or they didn't know how to say it, and they get paralyzed. And so what you have to do is you have to take away that fear. I've done it before, taking people out dream building. Dexter Yeager always talks about building the dream. Well, guess what? When you're out there looking at somebody, a house or a car or a boat or whatever somebody's dream is, you're going to get around other people that like the same thing. And guess what? Usually there's a similarity, not just in what they like, but in other things, and especially the way they communicate. So it's not so hard to try to figure out the right thing to say. All right, so if you get somebody who's got a military background, guess what? People in the military can talk to other people in the military. If you got somebody who's, you know, an athlete, you know, a gym rat, okay? Those kind of people know how to talk to the people that they're talking to. It's amazing. I see it at Celebrate Recovery with the veterans. You know, it's, you know what? We've all sell the ugly stuff. We all got a chance to look into our, you know, friends' eyes when they were dying and in shock and or, you know, bleeding or carrying our dead buddies who are heavy. Gravity wants you really bad when you're dead, right? But if I'm talking to another veteran who's been in combat, hey, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's like, just like, wow, I'm accepted. And that's important. And it'll happen. You can make that happen in every scenario. But you gotta focus on it. You got to be aware of it and make it happen. If you're gonna be a leader of a lot of people, you gotta do it. You gotta reach people. You gotta reach in their heart. And what I mean by that is you've got to connect with what is important to them. And if you don't find that out, they won't be around very long. And they won't handle the adversity of sales. They won't deal with people telling them no very often, right? But again, if you're good at it, somebody can tell you, you know, no the first time, but then you got to figure out what they're really saying no to, and show them how that may not be what they think it is. And then they're going to say yes. My son is the best. He works for Tesla, and he's got the uncanny ability to get people to say no initially to end up doing business with him. It's phenomenal. I'd like to take credit for that, but I'm learning from him.